A WWE star has made a shocking U-turn. Some WWE titles are set to be defended at TNA Bound for Glory, and an AEW star has been stretchered out of the Collision tapings following a major injury. Find out more in a bit. Now, kicking things off today, we have the unfortunate news that Kota Ibushi has seemingly suffered quite a serious injury at last night's AEW Collision tapings during a match against Josh Alexander. Now, in this spot, there's not much footage of it going around at the moment, but Ibushi seemingly fell off the top rope to the outside of the ring and wasn't able to get back into the ring to break the 10 count. Now, it appeared that Ibushi's leg somewhat gave out. We're not quite sure what kind of caused the injury to happen. He was outside the ring and he wasn't able to return. Now, post-match, Kenny Omega hit the ring to see off the Don Callis family before tending to Ibushi to make sure his friend was okay. Now, from here, medical personnel was at ringside. They stretchered Ibushi out of the ring, and the fan footage has emerged at this point of Ibushi immediately being loaded into an ambulance. So it's serious enough that AEW has ushered him away to seek professional medical attention.
Immediately, yes.
Yeah.
And then Tony Khan appeared afterwards and thanked the fans for being respectful of the situation, and also led them all in an Ibushi chant. So, he's trying to, keep the crowd involved, because obviously they witnessed him being
quite a serious one.
Out very quickly. Just on this, a PW Insider has been reporting that the word backstage is that Kota Ibushi possibly suffered a broken femur, which is a very serious injury to the thigh bone, which would require surgery and physical therapy. It's a case where Kota will probably be out for 4 to 6 months by the looks of it, of in-ring action.
It's not like it's not like a small injury. No. That is a major injury. It's his legs, so that is going to take a lot of rehabilitation to get back to a point where you can still be Kota Ibushi.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like we're going to touch on it now, but he's just been so. So many injuries over the past few years. I feel really bad for the guy, because he came back earlier this year to AEW and he looked like his old self. He was in the big lights out cage match at Forbidden Door in London, and he was, he looked in the best shape he's been in since probably his peak at New Japan.
Yeah, I would agree.
He seemed to be, getting back into the swing of things, and he's just picked up another injury. I feel really sorry for him. He can't seem to get momentum since signing with AEW.
That's it. There's one thing after another that has halted all that momentum.
He's always coming and going, because I think this year he was away for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
And then he came back to AEW, and now he's going to be gone again for potentially up to 6 months. Yeah, it's such a shame.
And it's not just been injuries that it's caused this. Obviously, there has been some injuries, an arm injury in the G1 Climax back in when he was in New Japan in 2021. Then when he signed with AEW, he had a shoulder injury and he had visa issues, which meant that he had to return to Japan. Then he comes back. Now there's another injury. Obviously, it is a complete freak accident, and these things cannot be predicted. But at the same time, Ibushi is no longer a young wrestler.
It always surprises me when I realise how his actual age. He's 43, I think.
He's in his mid-40s at this point.
I think he's about 43.
He looks incredible.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
But at some point, what a guy. Absolutely, what a guy. At some point, you've got to ask, though, when does he need to take a step back or change his style, at least?
This is it. I always go back to, in my mind, and we covered this on a list on the channel not long ago, his match in Noah in 2024, when he went back to Japan due to visa issues, went back to Japan, wrestled in Noah, and he was so clearly, it was at one of their big New Year shows, and he was so clearly not 100%, had it clearly injured. So I just hope he takes this time, and as long as needed, to really rest up and really get back to 100%. So obviously it's a freak accident. These things happen in wrestling, but hopefully, we get one proper run from Ibushi. I feel like we've not had a proper run from him in AEW.
And we keep seeing these teases with Kenny Omega, thinking we're going to get the Golden Lovers back, and then things derail that slightly. So best of luck to Kota Ibushi on his recovery from this injury. Hopefully we'll find out some more information and get a proper timeline of how his recovery will go. But unfortunately, it looks to be 4 to 6 months of missed in-ring action. But looking forward, or looking past to this NXT TNA Showdown, obviously we've got TNA Bound for Glory coming up as well. This was kind of like a prelude to Bound for Glory, because it's kind of set into motion a major tag team title match. Obviously, the Hardys are the new NXT tag team champions.
Oh, yes.
They beat Dark State.
Of course they are.
Obviously, there was no competition.
Those young up-and-comers, the Hardys. Come on. And who are they again? Sorry.
Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory. The Dudley Boys, Team 3D?
I've heard of them.
You've heard of them. Those young
The
whippersnappers.
Attitude Era is back, people.
It is. I was looking up, so to give some context here, the Hardys versus Team 3D was going to be the last time ever match. It's a tables match at Bound for Glory. It is now for both the NXT and TNA Tag Team Championships.
It's all on the line.
All on the line. It kind of signals who's winning. I feel like it kind of gives that away.
I hope so.
I hope so.
I
Anyway.
hope so, yeah.
But the average age of this match is quite something to behold because it's 206 years old is the total age of the match.
Respectable number.
And it's 51 and a half for the average age. NXT is thriving at the moment with all this young talent.
You know, in isolation, if you take away all of the noise and like all the titles and, you know, the brands that they're representing.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to see one last match.
Absolutely.
But like NXT titles, TNA tag titles,
both on the line.
Both on the line.
They're going to cross the line. The thing is, I'm crapping on it a little bit, but I think the match will be fun to see both of those teams.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like in isolation, it will be a fun one last time to see it happen. And we haven't seen them wrestle in such a long time.
Yes, for sure.
And against each other. So
it's just that asterisk of the NXT titles on the line. And granted, you put them on the Hardys this past week. It's a kind of a separate thing in and of itself.
Yep.
But I don't really want to see Bully Ray holding NXT gold. I don't want to see a Bully Ray holding gold.
What about Devon?
Devon, always.
Oh yeah, Devon.
Always.
Devon can have all the belts.
That guy could go on a 25-year run in NXT and I'd be pleased.
I like how they're promoting this, by the way. One last table.
One last table. Also on the card, though, we have the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, where the winner receives a title match of their choosing anytime, anywhere. Tessa Blanchard versus Gia Miller. Some TNA Knockouts World Tag Team titles online with the Inspiration versus the Elegance brand. Now, this next match should be a lot of fun, right?
It should be, yeah. Kazarian versus Steve Macklin. Yeah. That's for the TNA International title. Also, we have the TNA Knockouts World title on the line with Kalani Jordan, the new TNA Knockouts champ, up against Indy Hartwell. X Division title is also on the line. Leon Slater versus Javon Evans.
That's going to be match of the night. That is hands down going to be match of the night.
Should be.
It should be.
I'll be shocked if it's not.
Those guys.
It could be a table match, you know.
It could be the table match. It could be the table match. It could be the 10-person hardcore war. The System versus Order 4. So Mustafa Ali, Tasha Steele, Special Agent Zero, Jason Hodge, and John Skyler.
That'll be fun. It'll be chaos.
I'm intrigued though for the main event.
Yeah, let's
My
talk
real
about
main
it.
event is the X Division title match. I want to see Leon versus Javon. But in the TNA World title match, it's Trick Williams versus Mike Santana. Is this the moment that Mike Santana gets crowned TNA?
It's got to be.
Champion?
It's got to be. I was asking the office earlier, just before we came down to record. Surely it's TNA's biggest show of the year, Bound for Glory. Surely they're going to close the show with a TNA talent holding the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Yep. After Showdown this week as well.
Yeah, they won. Mike Santana won.
Not only that, but Trick Williams left Ricky Saints and left Team NXT behind.
So is he
almost costing the match?
But is he now maybe TNA? Does he bleed TNA now?
Oh, I just think he's been a nasty man.
He's been a nasty man.
I just don't think he likes that Ricky Saints fella. So maybe we'll get a little run in from Ricky Saints.
Maybe. I feel like we're just getting started with this TNA NXT crossover, even though it's been going on quite a few months.
Yeah.
You mentioned though what I found quite funny is that surely the big show that they'll end with a TNA talent on top.
Not Paul White.
I'm pretty sure last year they ended with JBL helping Nick Nemeth retain the title.
That's a fantastic point. I forgot about that phrase.
Hey, maybe
I've tried to block that out of my mind because it didn't really go anywhere.
It went absolutely nowhere. But maybe we'll see JBL pop up at Bound for Glory and help Mike Santana win. That'd be quite nice.
God, imagine coming full circle. Finally,
so great. We'll finally
some kind of payoff.
Right. Well, we're going to round things off. Speaking of paying off, Santos Escobar is back under a WWE contract and he's been paid off with what is reported as a lot of money. Now, PW Insider obviously reporting this week. It's quite a weird story in the grand scheme of things because
it is.
His contract expired just a couple of days ago. Yep. Fightful reported he was done. He was out the door. His issues weren't monetary. They were creative issues. He left WWE. There was a report yesterday from the Wrestling Observer saying lots of people in WWE think he's going to AEW.
Yep.
And then around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock last night, I was sitting at home just having my dinner. And PW Insider drops a report saying, Santos Escobar has come to terms on a new deal with WWE.
What are you doing, Santos? Are you coming or are you going?
He can't decide.
He's pulling us in all directions. Turns out, though, he's staying.
He is staying. He signed a contract just days after his last one expired. Now, the report says that they're told that WWE management considered Escobar's creative concerns and made Escobar a sizably larger offer than any of their previous overtures. How much, we're not not exactly sure.
Yeah.
But the other reports had said that the offers they'd made prior was for a substantial amount of money. So they must see him as a possible top talent at this point.
This is the thing, like, he hasn't really been doing a whole lot over the last few months. Now, you could argue that is because his contract was expiring and they didn't want to commit to someone that would be leaving. But moving forward, what do you see him doing? Do you see him being associated more with the AAA brand?
Possibly.
Or do you see a role for him on the main roster?
I'd imagine if they're paying him a large amount of money and they've spoken to him about creative concerns that he may have, they would want to use him to justify that, rather than just being like, hey, we'll put you in AAA where you're not going to be on SmackDown regularly. We've seen his tag team partners, Los Garzas, where they've gone down to AAA, they've won the titles and appeared on SmackDown. So maybe we'll see him in that mix.
Bit of both.
Yeah,
a little bit of both.
We've seen Dominic Mysterio be very successful in AAA.
Course,
We've seen El Grande Americano be very successful in AAA. So maybe this is the start of Santos Escobar being treated as a main event talent down in AAA.
He is great in the ring.
He's really, he's fun to watch.
He's fantastic. So hopefully he, this new contract and his creative issues being addressed does mean he will be featured a lot more.
You would hope so.
He's very good at the wrestling.
He is good at the wrestling.
That's not breaking news.
He's quite charismatic as well.
That's not a controversial take.
Hot takes of the own, right here.
He's good at the wrestling. So hopefully he gets used. I do actually think this is a better thing for him than going to AEW.
Absolutely.
I think he would have been lost in the shuffle a little bit in AEW because we've seen quite a lot of stars over the years move to AEW. They have an impactful debut and then they very quickly get lost in the shuffle. And I kind of saw the same thing potentially happening with Santos. So personally, I think he's done well for himself to get the bag. Get the bag. So he's done well for himself there, but also he's bagged himself some more a more of a higher important creative role going forward in the product.
Yeah.
So he's going to be featured a lot more. He shouldn't get lost in the shuffle as much. So
it's just really strange to see the difference between obviously Andrade leaving recently. That was a completely separate issue, but Karrion Kross, where it felt very similar in the sense of like there was negotiations right into the last minute. He walked as well, and how different this has gone. Maybe that has been a lesson for WWE where they've gone, okay, maybe we can still have some negotiations after the contract ends and try and bring you back. To round things off though, PW Insider saying there's no word when Escobar will actually be back on the road with WWE. I don't know when he stopped being on the road, but obviously his contract just expired. So maybe we'll see him pop up when they're back from Australia. I can't imagine they'll turn around a trip for him that quickly to get down under for tomorrow and this weekend.
No, I wouldn't know what role he would have on the show. No. Unless he's on one of the SmackDowns or Raws. But this weekend, as we mentioned, there is shows on in Australia, which means they're a lovely time for us over here. They are.
It's like 1 o'clock. It's so
what
bliss,
a treat.
It is Crown Jewel Perth. We will, of course, we've got pitches on the channel just now. We will have predictions. We're going to have WTF moments. We'll have what happened. We'll have live reactions. Live reactions start at 11 in the morning on Saturday.
Have a late breakfast.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Tune in. Andrew and Sam will be there.
You could have your brunch with them while they're watching the wrestling.
Have a full English.
You could have a full English while watching the wrestling.
Oh my goodness,
which is insane to think about. But also on our Patreon, we're going to have early access to the latest pay-per-view. Now, Owen, you've been working very, very hard on it.
Yes.
It looks incredible.
It's been a little while in the. It is funny. I won't spoil what the show is that the guys review, but we have 3 of the Cultaholic. I'll say who it is. It's Sam, it's Ross, and it's Andrew. They sit down to randomly select one of Cage Match's worst ranked pay-per-views of all time, not WWE, not just WWE,
just
could be WCW,
all time.
it could be anything.
Could be, and they're bad,
and they are bad. You were on the first one a while ago.
One.
It's it's been a little while to get things together to do the second one, but it's all finished and it is bad.
So catch early access on the Patreon very soon. The video is fantastic.
The video is good.
The pay-per-view. We can't use words for that pay-per-view that YouTube would allow us to get away with. So you have to go and check it out.
But that is early access on Patreon, as you said, and it should be coming to the main YouTube channel sometime next week.
Yeah, but that is all we've got for you just now. We'll be back later on today with some more wrestling news, and we will see you later on.